Do you want to know how you can use Superprof to find online tutoring jobs that potentially can earn you more than $50 per hour? Then this video is for you. My name's Michael and I love testing different ways to make money online, and one great method to potentially earn good money is to take on tutoring jobs. And there are a lot of options like that, and one of the platforms is this one. And in this Superprof review, I'll go over all the details so you know exactly how it works, how to get started, and the earning potential so you can find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over the countries you can join Superprof from and the countries you can find tutoring jobs from. So if you go to the website, you can see the different platforms. They have specific platforms for each of these countries there, and you can go there and you can find it there. You can see, for example, these are the ones in Europe they have these countries in Africa and America, and then they have here in Asia. So these are the countries you can join from. And of course, the jobs also in most cases will be in the local language. So it's not that you have to be perfect at English to be able to find online tutoring jobs here. But let's now then also go over what kind of tutoring jobs you can find here. So when it comes to the subjects, it can basically be anything you want to teach. You see here, they say themselves, it's more than 1,000 subjects, and it can be basically any category. It can be sports, academia, hobbies, music, etc. So there are so many different options. If you have a good idea about what you could potentially teach online, then there is an option that you can just create an ad here, as they call it. We'll go over what that means in just a second there. But overall, what you need to also be aware of is that you do not necessarily have to be a qualified tutor. So it's not that you need to have a certificate saying that you're an online tutor or an online teacher or anything like that. But what you do need is, of course, that you need to have a passion for teaching. You need to be passionate about your topic and be good at sharing it with others, because also the ones that are taking your classes will review you, and that can help you, of course, if you get good reviews, to get more work. So you need to actually also know what you're doing, of course. But let's go over how to get started if you decide this is for you. So when you go to the platform in your country, just go to sign up. It's free to sign up. There is also a premium membership. We'll go over if this is worth it or not a little bit later there. But for now, what you need to do when you first sign up is to create what they call a job ad. And this is basically just a listing about what you are offering. And you can create several of these also if you have different subjects that you are teaching. You see here, you can just start writing. You can search through some of the popular ones, but you can also just start writing, because here you just need to actually create this ad there. So you I just choose something just randomly just to show you how it works. You of course need to choose something that you're actually good at. I could not teach guitar. I just want to make that clear. I'm just choosing it now to show you how it works. And then you show these different ones here. You can add, associated skills if you want to, or you can just move on to the next one. And then you need to make a title there. It needs to be minimum 12 words there, and they give some good tips about how to do it here. Once you've done that, then you will create the actually ad, also like the description of it and the description of you. And what's important is that you need to take the time to do this properly, because this is what will decide whether people will hire you or not. Of course, they will read the title first of all, then they will read the description, your profile, everything. So take the time to actually fill this out if you want a chance to get hired. It is also during this process here that you can choose how much you will charge per hour. Of course, before doing that, I would suggest that you go and look at what other people are charging here, so you kind of have a competitive rate. And especially when you first start out, just want to get started with a few clients and get some good reviews, you might have to lower the salary a little bit, but you will also choose that during this process of creating this ad. And here you will also have to share your phone number, because then you will be told when someone is actually contacting you. And the good thing about that is that you will know immediately. And I would suggest that if somebody contacts you with questions about your ad, about your tutoring job there, then reply as soon as you can, because usually when people are looking for someone to be the online tutor, they are contacting several different people, and getting back to them quickly can be really a decider. And if you get back within a few minutes, of course you can't always do that, but if you get back to them as soon as possible, there's a higher chance that you will start communicating faster and maybe land a deal before the other people they have contacted will get back to them. So that's definitely a little tip that I would suggest if you decide to do this. But let's now then talk about how you can get paid. We'll of course also go over the full earning potential and this premium membership I talked about also. So when it comes to the payment method, you can actually choose to agree on a specific payment method in some cases, depending on membership and all that, with the student itself. But you can also go into your dashboard here and add your payment method. In most cases, it's PayPal you can choose there, and then you can choose to get it at the end of the month or after each lesson. But you can see there is a payout threshold of $30 that it needs to be before you will actually get your money. But overall, it makes it easy for you to get paid in cash, which is definitely great. But we need to talk about this premium membership also, because I know many of you might consider that and definitely want to know if it's worth it or not. So Superprof also has a premium membership, and you can see here what benefits it gives, because you will get more exposure. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people offering tutoring jobs here. So if you have a paid membership, you will get more exposure. It doesn't mean that you have to have a paid membership to get hired, but it can help you to get more exposure, and especially when you first start. And then also you will actually get the full salary of what people pay. So that in itself can of course be a great benefit, but that of course also depends how many jobs you will get and all that. But overall also you see you get priority customer support and you get statistics of your ads. So there are some benefits, but it also costs $69 per year. So I would say it's not super expensive actually, but of course if you're just starting out and you just want to start earning before investing anything, before you know if it will work out or not, then it's of course quite a bit of an investment, something you need to consider. You can also just start for free, and if you think that it goes okay, you have a few jobs and you earn enough to cover this, then you can decide to upgrade later if you want to. Whether you find it worth it or not really depends on personal preferences and your budget also, but there's no requirement for you to actually do this to start earning here. And speaking of earning, let's talk about how much you can potentially earn by using this platform. So it's great to look at what other people are earning to get an idea about the full earning potential. And this is also where you can do research about what other people that are teaching the same things that you are to see what they're charging, and then you can set your rate accordingly also. And you can see there are many different ones. You can also filter it here according to the type of class and the rate and all this, but you can see some people are like, this is $20 per hour, $40 per hour here. For math there you see $17, $42, $35, $45, see $100 per hour there, $34 per hour, there's $62 per hour there. So there are many different rates you can see. Of course it depends on your experience and also it depends on your topic and all that, but what is important also is to set it fair, so it's something that is equivalent to what in general is your skills and what others are charging, so you can get hired. And especially at first, you see these reviews, they're very important because you need to make sure to get the first few reviews. So set your rates so you will get hired, get good reviews, always put in a lot of effort, do an amazing job, because you see it just looks good when you have 5-star reviews there, all of them there. That will make it more likely to get hired, of course. But overall, you can see it is definitely possible to earn more than $50 per hour depending on your topic. Some people earn less, but again, that depends on your country, your level of experience, the topic you're teaching and all that. But overall, if you put in enough effort and time, it can be a good income. But the challenge is, of course, that you are dependent on getting hired by others, and there's no guarantee that others will hire you. So to sum it up, Superprof can be a way to find online tutoring jobs, but what you of course need to be aware of is that there's no guarantee you will get hired. So it can take some patience to get hired here. But if you love teaching, it can definitely be one of the platforms that is worth checking out. But I would suggest that you do not only rely on one platform, because it's good to have different opportunities, because maybe at first you won't get hired very often or not at all, and eventually maybe it will start building up, but then you can at least have some income going also in other ways. So one method is, for example, to use other freelance platforms. I have a list also of the best freelance platforms. I'll leave a link to that below. But also what you can consider is to create your own online business where you're not dependent on getting hired by others, because that will give a lot more freedom to work completely on your own terms whenever you want to, wherever you want to, and not just waiting to get hired also. And that can be done by, for example, creating your online business, and that's what I have done myself, and I love the freedom that gives, and I can share the exact steps that I've taken to be able to do this. I'll leave a link to more information about that below. That is only if you're willing to put in time and effort to build it off, because you won't start earning right away. The advantage of, for example, online tutoring job is once you get hired, you will get paid the same day. Building your own online business, there will be a period where it's just putting in effort and time before you start earning, but then it also has huge earning potential, and the sky really is the limit. So it all depends on your personal preferences. You can also make a combination of it while you build your own online business, having, for example, online tutoring jobs or freelance jobs, and then eventually as it built up, that's what I did myself. Then I did less freelancing, and now I'm just only working online. So that's one thing you can also consider, but I'll leave more information below there. I also have a full written review of Superprof where you can find even more information on how to get started. I'll leave a link to that below also, so you can go there and check that out depending on your preferences. And no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.